Hi, welcome to Loft 801. My name is Diego, and today I'm talking about Normal, the new Bob Odenkirk movie. I genuinely had a blast with this movie. This is one of those movies where it knew exactly what it wanted to be, and for me, it really worked. I'm a sucker for a good small town setting in movies. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about a nice looking main street, a bunch of familiar townsfolk, and that underlying sense that everybody knows each other that really pulls me in. And Normal absolutely uses that to its advantage. FYI, this review will not contain spoilers. What I like right away is that the town becomes part of the movie's personality. The town is called Normal, which is funny because the whole joke is that this place is anything but normal. For almost the first half of the movie, it has this really fun energy where everybody is a little too polite, a little too welcoming, a little too nice, and a little too boring. And when a movie does that right, it gives that feeling that something's off without immediately showing its hand. I had a really good time just sitting in that atmosphere and watching the movie slowly reveal what's actually going on underneath the surface. And at the center of it all is Bob Odenkirk, who I thought was great here. What I liked about his character, Sheriff Ulysses, is that he doesn't feel like he's trying too hard to be cool. He's calm, laid back, kind, approachable. He feels like the kind of sheriff who actually knows how to talk to people. He gets along with the townsfolk, he doesn't come in acting like the toughest guy in the room, and that makes the eventual shift in the movie work even better. Because once the truth starts coming out and once his buttons start getting pushed, then the movie gets to play with that contrast between this easygoing guy and the man who eventually has to take a stand. And the reveal itself is really crazy, but in a very fun way. This movie fully leans into that twist and it turns the whole town into part of the conflict. Speaking of the town, I thought the side characters were fun. The deputies especially add a lot to the movie. They help sell the town's personality and they keep the movie feeling lively. There's also the previous sheriff's daughter, and while some of what they do with her is a little cliche, I still thought it worked well enough emotionally. It gave the movie one of those full circle moments that just fit this kind of story. As for lenaheadey, I do think she's a little over-advertised here. She's not in the movie much, and I honestly felt like her character was written just so that this movie could have another recognizable name. She's fine in it, but compared to the deputies and some of the more naturally integrated side characters, she feels a little too separate from the town. She doesn't quite blend into the world the same way everybody else does, and I definitely noticed that. But honestly, once the movie gets going in the back half, I was having way too much fun to honestly even care. I really liked how the climax came together. You've got the bank robbery, then a snowstorm knocking out communication, which ultimately forces all the right and wrong people into the same room. That whole structure worked for me because it almost gives the movie a ticking clock energy without overcomplicating things. It becomes this weird, funny, violent standoff where the dynamic between Ulysses and the townsfolk changes in a the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of way. I'm sure that when a lot of people watch this movie, they're going to make the comparison to Hot Fuzz. They will also make comparisons to Nobody. I think that's fair and natural. And I'll be honest, this film has a lot of the same DNA as those movies. Not in terms of style exactly, but in the way it uses a suspiciously small town, hidden corruption, offbeat humor, and sudden violence. One other movie this reminded me of with its structure is Clown in a Cornfield. So if you liked any of those movies, then you're definitely gonna like this one. I mentioned violence, so I do want to say that I think the movie handled it well. It's bloody, it's fun, and sometimes it gets pretty wild, but it never felt like it was trying too hard to be gross just for the sake of being gross. The violence has a playful edge to it, whether it's someone getting stabbed with a crochet needle or people getting blown up by grenades. The movie understands that part of the appeal is how absurd and entertaining it all is. It's all staged in a way that adds to the humor and the energy of the movie. The final thing that I want to mention is something that made my viewing experience a little bit more special. I made a new friend at the movies. I met an elderly man who's probably in his 70s named Kirk, who is a retired film professor. We ended up chatting before and after the movie, sharing life stories. That experience was a really nice reminder of why I like going to the movies so often. Yes, you're there for the movie, but sometimes you get these random, very human interactions. So, getting to watch Normal, a movie about community and small town connections, after having a real life moment like that with Kirk, made the movie even better. Normal is just a really fun time. It has a great small town atmosphere, a very likable Bob Odenkirk performance, fun side characters, a ridiculous but entertaining premise, and the kind of violence and humor that keep the movie moving with a lot of personality. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel. It knows exactly what kind of movie it wants to be, and I think it pulls that off really well. If you're a fan of Bob Odenkirk, if you liked movies like Nobody, Hot Fuzz, or even Clown in a Cornfield, I think there's a very good chance you'll have a blast with this too. I know I did. So I would definitely recommend checking out Normal in theaters when it comes out this week. Thank you for listening to my review of Normal. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and hit subscribe. If you did not enjoy the video, I'm going to send some crime syndicate after you. As always, I would love to read what you have to say, so leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. Also, if there's something you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know and I will do my best to get to it. Lastly, if you want to see some more from me, then you can check out my vlogs linked up above or my podcast, Good Friends. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Diego and I will see you next time.